So, as always, on Sunday, I'm Ted Santos, and I am here to talk, to give you some really straight talk. Some of this talk, I'm here to hand out some pills. So, Ted Santos, straight talk show made for men by men. Not even ladies want to miss it. Fellas, if you have a daughter, you need to hear this. You don't want to set her up for failure, because I'm going to give guys an education on women and the things that they are not being told, not by their mother, not by their wives, girlfriends, sisters. And we're going to make it so relevant. There's a gentleman by the name of PJ Washington. Many of you may have already heard the name. So we're going to get into that. And we're going to look under the covers of what's really happening. What did PJ Washington really get himself into? As always, this is going to be straight talk, politically incorrect, the big pill to swallow. We're going to do this from a man's perspective. I'm inviting you all to have this conversation in a way that we don't have to hold back the reins. We're going to talk about something that's been hidden. And technically, I've been having this conversation, let's say, for the past 48 hours with a few guys from different perspectives. So, yeah, I want to nail this one. So I'm inviting you guys, as you come in, smash that like, that thumbs up button, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And check, guys, because I noticed YouTube has been unsubscribing some people, like in numbers. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel. If not, hit that subscribe button, smash the bell so you get notifications. And you'll get to hear me talk about things from a perspective that most people are not addressing. I'm comfortable to say that. Most are not addressing it from this perspective. They're just not. It doesn't even matter why not, but we're going to get into this. So you guys always have excellent comments. Always love the feedback. This is going to make for another engaging one. And for those of you who've already been engaging me in this, we're going to look at this from we're going to go a little bit deeper. We'll get into it even more in a way that maybe normally most guys don't. So we're going to have some barbershop talk if the ladies want to get into it. If you want to deny it or say not all, come on down. So I'm asking a question. Do women get pregnant to keep a man? Is pregnancy more of a trap? Right? We've heard that many times, right? When I was very young, a teenager, even before that, I heard this idea of a woman can trap a man with pregnancy. Well, what's even behind that we just don't address? So what's the message women are sending us? And PJ Washington is actually providing a hell of an education. I mean, this guy is now paying $200,000 a month in child support. Help me understand the logic behind that. And we can get into all the courts and how horrible the courts work against men. But PJ Washington put himself in this situation. No question, no doubt. Many of you already know who he is. And this woman in question, uh, Brittany Renner. Who is Brittany Renner? How many blocks has she been around? And how did a young guy like PJ? I mean, this guy's got he's first round draft pick in 2019. I mean, this guy's got a great future in front of him, and his future shouldn't be stopped. But you guys have heard me talk about how divorce and bad relationships make people less productive. So I haven't been following uh, this gentleman and his game. Some of you may have, and you may know whether or not he's become a better player or not. But research shows that corporate America loses $300 billion in workplace productivity from divorce or bad relationships, cohabitation. And we've got a guy who's getting he's being kind of disrespected. I guess what you could even call bitch slapped in public. And he's doing it by this woman, Brittany. They say, according to Hip Hop Lately, the fitness model has been romantically linked to James Harden, Drake, Lil Uzi, Jamal Murray, Ben Simmons, Trey Songz, Chris Brown, Colin Kaepernick, Colin Kaepernick, and a lot more. So this chick has been around. Like, everyone's had a piece of this woman. I mean, it looks like she has a nice body. So she knows how to get the right guys to look at her. But they said when Colin was laying her down, he made her pay for her own flight. Told her to fly out her own. He wasn't giving her anything. So maybe she's not that good. She's getting passed around like a loose joint. What I find interesting, I'll do a screen share. Yeah, yep. Women will trap. Hey, Ghost 007 and Country Boy, I'm going to give a flip side of this. So I get we say women can finesse, but there's another side to this, and people are not talking about it. Men need to take a step back and look at this. But I want to just this woman, Brittany, is bold. She says,
So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off of me, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb.
I mean, just hook an athlete because they're really dumb.
People to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb. First people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb.
You want to come up off of a check from a man, hook an athlete. And that's exactly what she did. She hooked a man. She got a check. I mean, and she got a check from a guy who's 22, and she's a 27-year-old woman who's been passed around like crazy. Everyone had their piece and told her to get on. Kaepernick didn't even want to pay for any. He didn't even want to invest any money. And this cat has enough money to fly her out anyway. I'm not flying you out. You want this, you come get it. You pay. And yet this young guy, you're 22. 22 years old, and you having feelings for a woman who's 5 years older than you and been around several blocks with a bunch of different guys. She's just for fun. That's a party girl. You don't get the party girl pregnant. Okay. Hey, man, good to hear you starting college, man. Thank you for the support. Yeah, I heard that she doesn't look that great without makeup. Really, acne? No kidding. Wow. Yeah, Country Boy, she's been run through, man. She's been run through. That's not the chick you get pregnant. And I understand PJ Washington has his father in his life. Like, where are all the men to school this guy? So I want to lay some things out. So look, guys, I heard that a lot of guys have already addressed this. I've had some conversations in DMs on Facebook, phone conversation today with Reggie. Thanks for the conversation, Reg. Just in talking, and when he brought this up, I offered a perspective as to what's really happening. Yeah, it goes 007. Yeah. The younger men come to the realization as to what's going on, the better choices they will make. You know, you're actually much better off developing power. I mean, women respect power, and maybe I'll get to that down the line. But here's the deal. So, guys, if you haven't smashed that thumbs up button, smash that like button. Share this video. Share it because this is a conversation guys need to be having. You know, I know barbershop guys talk about all the freaky things and female nature, but there's an aspect of female nature that men are not talking about. And pregnancy is directly related to it. And yes, a lot of these athletes are, well, hell, for one, they're getting their hands on money. They've an amount of money they never had. And if they didn't play sports, they would have never had it. Someone was telling me in the NFL, they tell them, look, if you were not as good as you are in football, you'd be working in a gas station pumping gas. So you're going to have more money than you could ever dream of. So the last thing we want you to do is blowing your money. Like, they now bring them in and school them and get them financial advisors so they don't blow their money. So they're not prepared to have these kinds of bank accounts. So they have no idea what to do with the money. So yeah, so when and as that woman Brittany just showed, a lot of these guys are not smart, so they exploit them. That's all. Yeah, and not only wrap up, don't throw it in the trash. I mean, I always drop my condoms in the toilet and flush them. I don't. Now, even Jesse Jackson got caught up like that. He uh, he made a child outside of his marriage with a woman who just took the condom out the garbage and put it inside of her and got pregnant. And he was dry. He was paying her $10,000 a month, and I forget how it came out. I think back in the '80s it came out, or maybe early '90s. He had kept it quiet for a while. So even if you are using a condom, drop that sucker in the toilet and flush it. Get rid of that sucker. Because there are women who will, especially if you're an athlete or you're an entertainer. You're targeted. It's like you've got a sign on your back saying you're not going to be smart enough to understand how this goes. Except I'm going to ask you guys to think about it from another perspective. So it's easy to say that a woman outsmarted the guys got finessed. But women are telling men something, and a lot of guys are not hearing what women are really saying. So think about it like this. If you're dating a woman and she has something really valuable to offer aside from what's between her legs, she's going to make that crystal clear that she has something else to offer, right? And you guys have heard me talk about a network. I mean, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. He became governor. He married into the Kennedy family, and her network, her family's network, opened doors for him to become governor of California. He still cheated with the maid. I understand the maid was ugly, but he still cheated. But what he did is his marriage was strategic, right? He created this big name for himself, married someone that had the right kind of connections, access to capital, and he got himself elected. And there are women out there and their fathers. Some of these are my clients, right? Their fathers are CEOs of companies they started or their grandfather started. And if he has a daughter, his daughter has access to daddy's network, and possibly if the daughter gets married, her husband could possibly end up working in the company or running the company. I've seen that happen. So that's a woman who has something more. She's a real asset, right? And I talked about clients where women go out and they network and get their husband's clients or even get them a job or get them a vendor with favorable pricing. I mean, there are all kinds of things women can do. And yes, cooking, cleaning, having sex, if the man doesn't have to worry about that, that is beneficial, is provided she's not complaining about it, right? And even if we took it at that basic level, if you meet a woman who says, look, all I want from you is I think you're smart, being around you is healthy for me. I'll cook for you, I'll have sex with you, and we'll have our separate places. And she's not looking for any money, nothing. She's respecting your time and value, and that you might have something to offer her. So she's going to, hey, look, I'll cook for you and I'll have sex with you. And that's beneficial to both of you. Except when a woman has nothing to offer, like nothing, just no way of keeping you. The only thing she's using in her mind is sex. And a lot of women are not as good as they think they are, especially if they don't know their body very well. So she knows her days are numbered. When a woman knows she has nothing to offer, it's just a matter of time before she gets kicked out. And I already showed you guys the way a woman's brain works. She's always worried. She's in anxiety and depressed. There's always something for her to worry about, even when there's no problem. But she knows, even if she might be lying to herself about her sex game, she's still questioning it. So a lot of times that's why a lot of women can't climax, because they are so panicked about their performance. So what is a woman who has nothing to offer? What does she do to keep you? She could be married to you and the marriage is falling apart. She could be dating you and know there's no way she can keep you because she has zero to offer, and she knows that. What is the one card she can pull out? She tells you to not pull out because she's on the pill, and she lies, and she gets pregnant. And she gets pregnant to either keep the marriage going or to see if you can marry her, right? So as we say, a woman can trap a man by getting pregnant. And as we look at PJ, here's a woman who's been ran through, and thanks for the correction, Reg. She's 29, not 27, 29 years old. This was the fourth quarter 2-minute warning for her. And she had to make a move. She had to find a target, and she found one. But she had nothing else to offer those other men. Look at how she's been run through. No one wanted her. So the only way a lot of women keep a man is to get pregnant with the hopes of keeping some ties, right? And then there's a court system that she can leverage to get a check. So you pick a guy like PJ and you just exploit the hell out of him. I still don't even understand how she's getting so much money, $200,000 a month. Like, what did she do to earn that? No child required. It takes about $250,000 to raise a child from birth to 18. You don't need $200,000 a month. His lawyers must have sucked. Yes, but see, a Ghost 007, what I'm saying is a lot of women have absolutely nothing to offer. The only way they'll keep a man in her, and the only way she's going to keep a guy in her life is to get pregnant. She gets pregnant. She lies and says she's on a pill when she's not, or she has the pill and doesn't take them. She takes the condom and puts it in her. She's on top, and she, if you're not wrapped up, man, there are a lot of women who will exploit that. There's nothing else they have to offer, and they believe if they get pregnant, that somehow is going to magically make you want to marry them. And back in the day, that is what guys did. Got her pregnant, you marry her. But see, if a woman actually had something to offer a man, pregnancy would be the last thing that she uses. Like whatever that other thing is she has to offer, she's going to put that out front and make sure you see that. For the women who don't, how many men are married today or making child support payments for a woman who had zero, nothing to offer? Just regular sex. So what I'm suggesting, guys, is that you really look at what women are claiming to offer you. I mean, yes, we all like pretty faces and nice bodies. Is that really enough to create a relationship? Is that enough? Is that enough for a woman to be qualified to be the mother of your children? I mean, a mother is an early educator for all children. That's an early teacher. Your first teacher, perhaps. Hey, before I go on, I'm going to take some calls. Area code 870 and 310. You're live and on the air with Straight Talk. 870. What's your name and where you calling from?
Good evening to you. Go ahead.
What's going on, man? How you doing? Thanks for calling.
Oh, I'm good. Yes, sir. I'm good. Got some things out here in the works for me, so
Okay.
I'm good, stress free, and child free. What's happening this evening?
Okay. Well, it's good. Look, if you don't want children, it's good to be child free. And if you do want children, you make sure you impregnate a woman who has something else to offer, because a lot of women are using pregnancy as a way to keep some kind of connection with a man. Like with this woman, Brittany, with PJ, clearly she wanted nothing to do with him. He was a check, just like she said in the video. But what does she really have to offer? Because she's getting passed around, ran through, run around the block.
All she has to offer, Ted, is being a prison mother, because that's why I make sure that she spend the rest of her days. Because me personally, I choose when and how my child born, and I'm gonna have full custody. In particular, if the mother's unfit, we just say it like this. I do got lawyers and other legal counsel in this family of mine.
Okay.
So these messed up bras like her ought to think before they try to pull the okie doke on me.
Okay. All right.
That's real talk. I ain't just rapping no top of my head now to you. We got lawyers in my family, so they gonna come after her if she tries something funny. Just letting them know, kid.
Yeah, so what I'm suggesting is guys really think about who they impregnate, right? Or
they need to stop being dumbass and need to be serious with their neck, kid. You need to be real serious with who you lay up with, man.
Or be really fully aware of who you're with and make sure accidents don't happen. Because sometimes accidents are not accidents. Maybe most of the time. I can't prove that.
Yeah, most of the time it ain't no accident. I guarantee you, if the truth was to be told, a lot of this stuff is just an intention. He trying to get a nut and she trying to get knocked up. If the truth be told, Ted, who's to say? I'm like you. Who's to really say what's going on? But there's a pandemic, Ted, of too many of these single mothers out here. There's out of wedlock, and they having all these kids out of wedlock, Ted.
Yep.
That's a problem, because if the government don't take care of these kids, they gonna try to pin these kids on some stalker who ain't got kids to take care of another man's kids, and that ain't right, Ted.
No, and they're doing it too.
Yeah, they doing it, and that's like I told the last couple shows. Us men, we're gonna have to try to get these laws changed. We're gonna have to get some lobbyists or something. We need to get these laws changed, man. These laws out of hand out here.
We could also stop getting women pregnant.
Yeah, but like I say, they need to stop being dumb with going up in these women route. I hold the dumbasses, but hey, stop going up in these women route. Stop getting that nut up in them and start wrapping your stuff up.
You use a condom, even though it's not 100%, but it's better than it's better if you know you're reckless. You know you can't. Yeah, it's better than
it's all type of men out here that's regular. I ain't talking about the men that got common sense. It's the reckless fools out here that's pissing me off. They the ones out here, probably the ones knocking these broads up.
Hey, Reg, are you cooking?
Yeah, hold on.
All right. Go on mute, man. We can hear you. We hear it all.
Oh, okay.
Anything else, Kendrick?
Yeah, man, it's just common sense here. You know the law's messed up. You know the law's gonna be on their side. Don't get them women no ammunition to use against you, Ted. It ain't funny when the rabbit got the gun, Ted. That's what I've been told a long time ago.
Rabbit has the gun, huh? Wow. So guys are getting outsmarted by the rabbit. So what I'm getting at is the rabbit knows she has nothing else to offer. So pregnancy is the best way to keep him around. And this is the thing that men need. Men need to be, if look, I wouldn't tell men to go monk, because there are a bunch of guys who are just not going to do that. You can scream it all you want. They are going to engage women sexually. Most heterosexual guys just are. And as more, I saw a video earlier today. Some woman, I don't know if she was at Home Depot. I don't know where she went, but it looks like she bought plywood, maybe some drywall, and she made a video saying not one man offered to help me load this in my truck. She said the only one who offered to help was a woman in a dress. Guys are just walking away because guys have for forever always offered to help women, and women have showed zero appreciation for that and said men do nothing, we have no value. So if men disengage women and only engage them to have sex, I think a lot of women might start to rethink this.
I have another solution too, T.
Hold on. Except for the dumbest ones think just because you want to have sex with them, you still want them till they get too old, and then it's too late. So what I'm saying is, I wouldn't tell men to avoid sexual relationships if that's what they want. What men need to do is go into relationships understanding that most women. Hey, Reg, you eating potato chips, man?
I thought I got on.
Nah, it's not on mute, boss. What most men don't want to be honest about is most women haven't been raised to have anything to offer to a man. And so she knows that. She figures that out, especially. So women have been told men only want one thing. When they find out men need more than that, hell, and if you look at every civilization around the world, it's been built by men who need more than sex. They need accomplishment. They have goals. They want bonuses. They are brick masons. They are accountants. They're lawyers. They're doctors. They do all these things that support their fulfillment and accomplishment in life. They own real estate. They build houses. They're developers. Like all these things that men do. And so when a woman sees that a man, this is why people keep saying, develop yourself, develop your career, a hobby. When women see that you actually have other interests aside from sex, a lot of women start to question, well, what the hell am I going to offer this guy? He's good at some things. So they'll go to the athletes and entertainers because they expect those men are dumb and they're going to have more money than they ever had. And they'll never know how to manage the money. So the women exploit it until the guy is broke. But if guys can go in understanding that the overwhelming majority of women actually have nothing to offer a man aside from sex, her uterus. And that's the only thing she's going to use to keep you, because she knows she has nothing else to offer. Her parents set her up to fail by telling her men only want one thing. So if men can go into it understanding that's where most women are coming from, until she proves otherwise, you make sure that she doesn't make that move to put you in a trap, into a headlock, because she's got no other way to keep you. You have no other reason to keep her in your life. See, women are saying men only want sex. It's not that they only want sex. A lot of women are offering nothing else except for sex. And if it's not that good, it's like you just go on to the next woman. Except she'll disrupt that pattern by you going to the next woman by saying I'm pregnant. Yeah, women get pregnant to have a baby. It's also a way. That's why I'm talking about PJ Washington. It's also for a way for women to keep ties with a man, whether it's financial, to keep that guy. Because how else? Some women get pregnant so that the guy gets married to her, or the marriage doesn't fall apart. How else does a woman keep a man in her life? Like, what are the things that a woman can do that makes a man say, damn, this woman is valuable, with or without children? I want this woman in my life. Oh, no. Hey, but Scobe, they're keeping ties to a man. It doesn't matter. See, whatever that man has to offer, and they are keeping them for marriage sometimes. Um, Yeah, that eventually runs out. Women can't play the social media thing forever. Eventually, that runs out. They're looking for a retirement package, and a child is one way to get there because there's no other reason for a man to stick around. Like zero. See, if you can get that, most women know they have nothing to offer a man, and there's no reason for him to stay connected. He's gonna walk. How else does she keep a man connected to her? Without a child, he has no reason. He just walks. Yeah, they may not care about the person. And look at PJ Washington. She didn't care. She said, get an athlete. They're dumb. That's an easy way to get a check. But you still need ties to the man to do that. You still need ties. You don't have to care about him. The only way you keep that man connected in your life is to have a child. What's
That's
going
the
on,
dumbest
Steve?
idea I ever heard of.
That's the what?
That's the dumbest ass idea I ever heard of. It's getting knocked up with a rich dude, baby, thinking that rich dude gonna automatically stop what he's doing, in particular if he a man or any kind of high status kid.
But it's working.
Just to take care of an illegitimate child or something of that nature.
It's working.
Come on now, it might be his seed, but they got to look at what they doing. That's still putting a bad message in the minds of the other men that's out here that ain't no 7-8 figure income dude.
It's working.
You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why they're going after the rappers and the ball players and all that.
It's working, but you gotta get it's working. You're saying it's a dumb idea, except it's working. This woman is getting $200,000 a month. It does not take that much money to raise a child. It's working.
It ain't never been about a child. It's about a check. That's all it's about. But she ain't really want that child. It's about a check. That's my whole point. But they finna get caught up to it if and when these laws change.
No man is out here changing the laws. They are just gonna keep exploiting men. What's that?
We need some rearranged marriages.
Yeah, can I step in for a minute?
Yeah, man.
Okay. I know I have a couple of topics I want to talk to y'all about. Okay. You keep mentioning this $200,000, right? A month. Now, you said something about his lawyers, right? Now, PJ Washington is 22 years old. He averaged almost 14 points this year in his second year. He's still under his rookie contract, okay? So he might have made an agreement that this is to sign this contract early, but this is what she's going to get, and that's it. Because next year, he's going to be a free agent. Now, all he got to do is average another 2 points or get his average up to about 18 points a game and some boards. He can ready to sign an $80 million contract. Okay? So that could have been in the works why him and his lawyers went on and gave her this and said this is going to be it. Now, the law, each time he signs a new contract or start making more money, she can't take him back for an increase. So I don't really know how that's going to work. But I was just thinking it was kind of foolish of him to go ahead and do that, but maybe not. He only 22 years old. he's good for at least 2 or 3 good contracts before he starts going on a decline. So he's going to be in the league for at least another 12 to 14 years, and he might end up signing two max contracts during that time. So if he's just giving her $200,000 a month, and if he just signed $80 million, $75 million contract, that might have been what that was all about. Okay. So you have to look at it like that. That might be why he acted the way he did. I wouldn't, that could have been part of the negotiation. He said, listen, just give me this now and I won't bother you anymore. You decide as many contracts as you want. This will just be it. Nobody really knows, okay? Now, to show you how foul this bitch is, right? She was setting him up from college. When he was playing in Kentucky, she was going to the games, flirting with the players. Yeah, she's 25, 26, 27 years old. Yeah, she going to the collegiate games, flirting with the players. So she had been setting him up. She had been picking his ass out for a while. To show you how cold her fucking game is.
No, look.
So
she said it clear as a bell in a video. Pick if you
I
want
saw
an
it.
easy check. You want an easy
I'm glad
check?
you saw that video. I'm glad.
You want an easy
But Ted,
check?
if you saw it, don't you think he saw the damn video too?
Reg,
Don't you think that boy saw that video? And
if you want an easy check, athletes are dumb. So this is, and I'm willing to bet she's not the only woman who sees athletes and entertainers that way. They're dumb.
Of course they don't.
Them.
Okay, and check it out. Let me tell you what else happened, Ted. Listen, she was done, right? She was all, like you said, she had Kaepernick, Drake, some other ball players.
A whole bunch of
she herself gonna tell you she done fucked 24 guys, regular guys, this or that, ball players and all of this, right? So everybody was on to her game, right? So she had to go find somebody young and dumb and know no better, right? But I still don't understand is he got a daddy. So I saw his father in the picture with his mother. Okay, they from Louisville, Kentucky. Originally, she's from Kentucky. That's why she was at the Kentucky basketball game. Okay, so I don't know what happened. Plus, he played for Michael Jordan. You think Jordan ain't trying to, pull that boy to the side and say, "Listen here, bro, what you doing?" That's Jordan's team, and I know them guys had to help. LaMelo's dad, LeVar Ball, that told his boys what's up. I'm surprised, he didn't go over there and get on that boy like, hey man, you know what she is? So I just don't know. Maybe she was tossing his salad or some shit. Blew his fucking mind, the circuit breakers. Nobody really knows. Somebody had to be telling him. I just don't understand. That is Now hold up. Now, Country Boy, you said something a little earlier that I want to elaborate on, okay? Ted, I'm gonna tell you, this bitch is a hoe. She's a serious thought, okay? So she's gonna be out there starting it up and clubbing it up, right? I believe somewhere down the line, she can get full custody of his son. Look at her. See, she just out. If you go to YouTube and look at some of her videos, Ted, pull up her name, you'll see how open this chick is. You see how mentally, I don't want to say that she's slick, but she's kind of like damaged goods, okay? So I believe she's somewhere along the line, she's gonna trip up. He might be able to get custody of the shit.
Well, hopefully, he'd have to be a lot smarter than he has been. What's going on, San Diego? Because what he showed is that he wasn't smart enough. That's a woman who was in the fourth quarter, 2-minute warning, 29 years old, and she's been ran through by everyone. And a lot of guys didn't put any value in her. They just passed her on to the next dude.
Okay, so check this out. Them guys are laughing at him now. Now he only 22 years old. Man, they laughing at his ass. But maybe you know what? He 22. So I don't know. Some of them guys might have might be a little sympathy because she preyed on his ass. Now you're talking about a predator. That's some predator shit right there. She been setting this boy up since he's about 18. She was
like
going
that
to them Kentucky
boy,
games.
what you call
She
that
was going to
boy,
them Kentucky
Red,
games.
and Brandy Webb from Thin Line Between Love and Hate. That's the kind of
Yeah.
stuff she is.
Oh,
That's the most dangerous type breed.
Well, actually, no, she ain't that. This is a come up chick. Brandy was just mental. That whole other, she was just she was damaged too, but mostly damaged. This one is just. I mean, if you go back and look at some of her videos, her YouTube videos, and just how she acts and how she carry herself, she's like, I don't care. I suck dick. I fuck dudes. I fuck 24 guys. And I'm proud of it.
And for that, and that man alone, Red should in a court of law get that boy legal custody.
Listen. An unfit mother. I mean, hey, like I said, I don't know how good. What I'm not a lawyer. I know that Dwayne Wade was able to get his kid. I know Rasheed Wallace was able to get his kid. So they got the money. If you got the money, you can get your kid. So just hold on, because I do believe she's a thought. She gonna get out there. And I believe, and the thing about it is, she gonna want to get in the streets. She can't get in the streets with that baby, so she gonna start doing some shit. And he just needs to just buy his time. He might have some people in his ear tell him, "Buy your time, son, and she gonna fuck up, and we gonna get your kid." Yep.
Real talk.
Look, I
She
believe
gonna
it.
flip her, Red.
Yeah, because I'm looking at her, I'm like, this bitch gonna fuck up. She don't fuck up. And he need to be sitting there ready to get it. Yep. It's a matter of time. He gonna fuck up.
Well, see, he can't repeat history though.
Huh?
He cannot repeat history.
Oh hell, man! Like I said, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I remember him. I remember when he was at Kentucky, right? And I ain't gonna lie, I saw a couple of games and some of the cheerleaders and some of what the chicks was going on, right? Man, all them white girls was spilling his ass, right? I'm like, look at this young boy out there at the University of Kentucky. The white girls was spilling him. I was checking them out. I'm like, okay. And then he ended up fucking with this chick. Now she biracial or something too, so. But anyway, I'm just looking at it, and this actually just puts a really big. I mean.
But I'm like you though,
Ted,
you know, back to what you said, history repeating itself. It ain't like Cameo said, back and forth. No, ain't gonna be no back and forth with me. It ain't but one man, Red. I'm straight one track man. I'm moving forward, bro.
Yeah, but you ain't PJ Washington.
They got to have them street Red.
Well, yeah, but you ain't PJ Washington, okay? And so we talking about PJ now. We don't want him, you know. I mean, I just would think after this shit and leaving the bad taste, he might just want to chill out for a minute, okay?
If he was smart.
He just needs to just chill out, reflect. I mean, if he could get some, you know, some guys, some mentors, some guys just come on and don't be laughing at him and say, hey, young bud, it's gonna be okay. You know what I mean? You screwed up, you'll be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You know, that's what I'm hoping. Like I said, he only 22 years old.
No, but Reg, he needs more than to be told it's going to be okay. He needs to make better decisions, and he needs to understand that most women he meets will have nothing to offer him. And when I say history repeats itself, the only way those women are going to be able to keep him around and have some connection, especially financially, is to have a child by him. And there are probably more women in the world, especially in the US, doing that. And guys are having all these feelings. Oh, it feels so good. But and then they find, like, look at the video. She just doesn't care about the guy. And she may not even care that much about the child, but he's a mark. Like you said, she's been watching him for a while. And she 2-minute warning, and she threw the Hail Mary, and he took the ball.
Yo, Reed.
Yeah.
Hey, Reggie, are you in the kitchen?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Sometimes. Thanks, Joe. Hold on.
Reed.
Okay.
Hey,
I'm like Slim Thug. We need to start boycotting this guy. We need to boycott marriage. Cause this stuff done got out of hand for real talk. Enough men done been burned by now, so enough of us understand what's going on out here.
so you can boycott
What's up,
marriage,
Mr.
but
Joe?
if guys keep making the same
How you
poor
doing?
decisions, if
Hey,
guys
Reggie.
keep making the same poor decisions, it won't matter. You can get women from another country in the
What's
world,
up, Joe?
and you'll still make the same poor decisions.
We need rearranged marriages.
Well, that's
and
why-
if she saying that here to that, lock her butt up or send her back home to her mama, kid. That's what I say. You don't want that here to what I got going on in my house, in my crib, get your stuff and go on back to your mom. That's how I look at it. But in my house, I'm gonna rule my house with an iron fist, kid. Too many households out of ordinary. That's where we at. And I'm like you, I believe it's dudes that are just doing stupid stuff instead of using common sense, kid. That's what I believe.
Okay. So
Well, it's
Joe,
not only that, Kendrick. It's the fact that we've been conditioned to be gentlemen and to believe that what the woman does right off the bat is right. If she does something, it's because she has a good reason. That's how we've been brainwashed. If we see women as just people, if we take a look at the history of what women have done, not only to men, but to themselves, then you realize they got the same emotions as men. They are triggered by the same triggers as men. They are as larcenous, as greedy, as forceful. Well, I don't know about as forceful, but as greedy, as larcenous as men. So we have to take a look at that.
well, and Joe,
We have to do it. We can't expect women to mount, all of a sudden a self-reflection type of
exactly,
meditation
Exactly.
around the country.
exactly.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Ted, y'all want if y'all want to start selling some shirts, I got a perfect advertisement for you guys. Pussy ain't for the weak. That's all you need to know. Pussy ain't for the weak. So, and her whole thing is she want to get you. She want to get you so fucked up. See, she want to rock your world so you no longer thinking. She want, so you know what I mean? Because as long as you're thinking. That's why she out there doing. She putting all the tricks on him, so he wouldn't be thinking, so she could come up. That's the game.
Who are you guys talking about? I just got here.
Oh, go ahead,
Some
Ted, tell me.
broad messing with one of these basketball stars. Somebody kid was showing up.
No, Brittany Reiner, Joe. Brittany Reiner,
So
IG chick.
Who is she?
Oh, never guess maybe what.
So
Just Google her.
Hold
Or
up.
Ted,
Joe.
you tell him. You
Hold
look
up.
to the video.
All right, Reg, hold up. So here's what we're talking about, Joe. We're talking about whether or not pregnancy is a man trap. So it just happens in a current event. There's a guy who plays for the Hornets. He's 22 years old, first round draft pick in 2019. Great player. And
Making about $20 million a year. Yeah.
and he met some woman. He's 22. Hold on, Reg, hold on, Reg. Hold on, Reg.
I'm telling them.
Hold on. So he's 22 and he met a 29-year-old woman who's had sex with a whole bunch of different celebrities and other athletes. Everyone's had her already.
Right.
So she gets pregnant from this by this young guy, this rookie. And he's now paying $200,000 a month in child support. So one of the things that I'm saying, and it's this, so he's just an example, right? And she's an extreme example because she even made a video that said, if you want an easy check, find an athlete because they're dumb. These are her words, not mine.
Oh, Jesus.
So what I'm saying, Joe,
Seriously?
So what I'm saying, Joe, is
oh my God.
she's an extreme example of what is happening with a lot of guys. A lot of women, if they have nothing, if a woman actually has something valuable to offer a man aside from sex, she's going to make that clear. She's going to make it available. For women who don't, the only way to keep ties with a guy, especially financially, is to get pregnant. And so this woman kept her ties. She got pregnant by this guy. She didn't get pregnant by anyone else, but she found the guy who was 7 years younger, an easy mark, and she's got her payday. And I'm saying that there are more women doing that. And if guys can take a step back and not just get caught up in this is the best sex I've ever had, and really assess whether or not this woman has something valuable to offer, you are less likely to make some poor decisions where she supposedly accidentally gets pregnant. You'll be much more cautious.
Okay, Ted, let me ask you
Well,
this
you've
real
always
quick.
talked about this then. You've
Go
always
ahead,
talked
Mr.
about
Jones.
this.
Hold
You've
on,
always-
country
Sorry,
boy, hold
Keith.
on. Let Joe go, please, Joe. Go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay. You've mentioned over and over again that the number one way for women to really become to get rich and to retire
Right.
is to marry up and then to divorce. If you have a blog, I don't know if you do, but if you put down and links to the resources that you have, especially like this video, okay, because you've got a following on YouTube as well as Blog Talk Radio.
Right.
Then these guys who go to the blog, they'll be able to find out for themselves rather than just listening to us. Because if they just listen to us, they'll just say, those guys are bitter, or, the same old nonsense. But if they go to the same resources that you come up with, you can't deny it.
Right.
It's not that we're bitter, even though some of us may be, and there wouldn't be anything wrong with being bitter if you find out you've been used. But at the same time, you take a look at the stats of what women do to men, with men, and not for men, then you have to come to an awakening. You have to get out of the matrix some way. And if you have a blog, I think that would be a good way. Like Angry Harry has a damn good blog. Tom Likas, I don't know if he has a blog or not. But, you can have your following link up to your resources, and it'll be more credible for them.
Oh, thank you. Great suggestion. I do have a blog, but yes.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's
Well, I like to go to it one day.
okay. So it's what I'm suggesting to guys is that they really get caught up, because if you look, most women are not offering anything else. If you can see that clearly, then you will be more likely to protect your seed. You can be less likely to put in a situation like this guy, PJ. I'm just using him as an example. The show is not about him, but he's an easy mark. There are some men who are easy marks. They might be businessmen. They might be entertainers, athletes. They can be an entrepreneur. Hell, you could be a plumber, or these crane operators in New York make like $300,000-$400,000 a year as a crane operator.
Do?
Oh yes.
Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This my question though to you. How least likely is that to happen in a prearranged situation though? Or for somebody to use the other one and try to wiggle their way out of it, trying to get some money?
Well, if
in a pre-rearranged situation, because the last I heard, she both of them part ways and gone back their business in a rearranged situation.
Well, if it's prearranged, right? So your family is not going to be caught up in your feelings. They actually don't give a damn about your feelings. They want to see if this woman is qualified, and is her family qualified? Like, are the families compatible? Do they have the same kind of values that can go to long term? And sometimes there's some other thing that's bigger than a marriage, right? It could be for business reasons. It could be for networking. I mean, in the old days, you heard about the princess marrying the prince from two different kingdoms, and they unite the armies, the economies, So that's in those cases, it's bigger than the marriage. So they have incentive to stay together. Not everyone is coming from that kind of environment. So arranged marriages are, they're the complexity, but they simplify things because they don't get caught up in the feelings like most people do.
So So let me ask you this along to what you just replied to me. So wouldn't it, what's the plausibility of that happening for the majority of Americans versus the corporate and the upper class, people to it,
So the affluent class,
going that route?
the affluent class has a single-digit divorce rate because they understand compatibility. So women, most women who marry affluent men understand that they need to provide some kind of value. So um, I've dealt with a lot of guys who are CEOs, and many of them are former CEOs of Fortune 500s. I've met some of their wives, and some of their wives let you know up front that she is an asset to her husband. And they may say it in a playful, joking way, but I've heard these women talk about how they were being an asset to their husband when they were just dating. Most women are not thinking that way. That's why pregnancy is a great way to lock in and keep a connection with a man financially if you have nothing else to offer.
I wanted to, cause the wives of those CEOs you talking about who are assets to their husbands teach these other women something. Or are these women just too far gone in your professional opinion?
I'm not sure. I don't understand. What was your question again?
I was trying to ask whether or not the ladies of those big time CEOs you talking about who are assets teach these other majority of women out here how to be an asset to their husband or a potential suitor.
Well, then let me answer that. The average woman out here doesn't have the assets at the upper potential of the affluent, the affluent level, because they start. What Ted's talking about, they start at around $500,000 a year and make more. The CEOs, the CFOs, the luminaries in the business world, and maybe even in the sports world, and the women. Their families have to be compatible with the families of the man. The man is an up and coming, very motivated, a very driven individual. He knows about the divorces. He knows about prenups and other limitations. Exactly. So he's going to marry a woman who wants that kind of person, but she knows her place. She has to bring some real assets, some capital to the table, as well as an established family. Otherwise, the blue blood gets tainted and they're no longer blue blood. That's why there's a 1% divorce rate.
Hey, Joe, guys, I literally just had a conversation with a retired CEO this past Tuesday, and I asked him to review my book that I just wrote, and we were talking. He was talking about. I wrote some parts in the book. He said that some people may take it as you bragging about your past, the amount of women you've been with. And he said, you're a different, his words, he said, you're a different kind of cat since you didn't get married. And these are his words. He said, here's what most guys do. He said, they get married in their 20s, and by the time they're 40, they've had 2 affairs, and they're not divorcing. Most of them don't divorce their wife. Hopefully their wife didn't find out about the 2 affairs, and they continue on with their wife. So they're not out there with a bunch of women. So to your point, Joe, is that their wife is an asset, and those 2 affairs they had, those women cannot replace their wife. So they may sleep around with those 2, over time, those other women, but their wife is a much greater asset. A much more valuable mother, a better teammate, in getting things done. So yeah, even though they have the affairs, they're not having affairs with women to replace their wives, who they've already deemed as an asset in their life.
Right, and there's another thing too. The women, when they marry these men, they now belong to a club. Have you ever noticed that when senators and congressmen, when they've had affairs and they've been discovered of having affairs, their wives don't divorce them unless they get out of politics. if they're out of politics, they are no longer members of the club, and their wives don't have the status that they used to have when they were the wife of a senator or a congressman.
Right.
So
Unless
then they wait.
right.
Then they can divorce and get the alimony. So of my two synopses, Ted, how spot on have I been so far? Because I'm assuming that what I'm talking about is probably the logical mindset of those people who are really rich.
Yep, you are, and not all of them have affairs, but some of them do, and the affair goes away, and he continues on with his family. So, and yes,
Mhm.
those women do talk. The wives talk. The wives create networks. I mean, the wives are often engaged in the husband's life, even if she doesn't work. There's she understands what his world looks like. And may have some contribution. Some, I'm thinking of one CEO who was telling me he was talking to his wife about maybe letting go of someone, and his wife said, "Hey, honey, I've met him and his wife, and he's not as bad as you're making him out to be. You should give him another chance." And he reconsidered because of his
Okay.
wife's. So that you get what I'm saying. Their wife is not just sitting there doing their nails and going shopping.
Yeah,
Their wives are engaged.
That's what I was getting ready to ask.
Their wives are engaged, so they're engaged in their lives. So what I'm getting at is that represents a small percentage of women. Most women, I'm saying their way to keep a guy in their life or have some kind of connection is to get pregnant. And if she really does have something to offer, she's going to put that out front. So this basketball player clearly the woman had no interest. She sounds like she just thought he was dumb. And even if he's not dumb, she's presupposed that athletes are dumb. So that's how she dealt with him. And she just got a check from him. Those are her words, Joe, not mine.
Yeah, I know. Because I'm still thinking about that video. She has the balls to put up that kind of video and saying that most athletes are dumb. And she's making herself out to be a parasite. But in today's world, women will look at her as a champion, not a parasite. You see, it's up to us as men to recognize the mindset that women have. If you find a good woman, don't let her go. But if you find the average chick, don't be afraid to let her go.
And Joe, see, that's what I'm getting at here. This is really about men being able to take a step back and look at the playing field and what this woman is bringing to the field. And if it's nothing, then just, use a condom and flush it down the toilet. Don't even put it in the trash because, like this guy,
right?
He's a rookie making a lot of money, and Reggie's saying when he re-signs, he's gonna make a whole lot more money if his points, average points go up. So he'll be just another target for some other woman.
Yeah. And if he can't overcome his conditioning, he just might be the target and the fallen target for some chick. Because he may believe, well, okay, I had a bad experience with one woman, but not all women are like that. And he might fall again in love with some other woman who may love him at the time, but over time, just may become complacent towards him and just say, you know what, I got the prenup, so I might as well initiate it. Okay, it's time for palimony or child support.
Hey, speaking of which, so I know this guy is a former CEO of a Fortune 200 company, and he married a woman 21 years younger than him. And one day I was at lunch with the two of them, and he said right in front of her, he said, the way I set things up, like in my will, or he said, not even a will, he said, the way I set things up is, he said, if I get old and she decides she wants to just walk away and play with someone else or mistreat me, she gets nothing. And he said it with a completely straight face in front of
Bingo.
her, and she had kind of a goofy look on her face, and she said nothing. So last week when I was talking about trusts, you know, there are guys out there who are savvy and they set themselves up to not play games. And this guy had a wife 21 years younger than him. He made a lot of money, a lot, and he was still sitting on boards as a chairman. So this guy was still a major player in terms of money, even though he was over 70 at the time.
But yeah, T, that's what I'm talking about.
The money in there. Sorry, Kendrick.
I'm along them lines that Ted just spoke of. Got those high roller Ted back in the day. They had them trust funds and things set up too.
Well, see,
That's the lad I was telling. Some old gambling men, yes they did. They had those type of stipulations set up. If she want to leave, she can go on out there, but she ain't gonna get no penny.
right. So I mean, and I get, this guy said it like there was no hesitation. This guy
With conviction.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and there was like there was nothing that came out. Her body language was just goofy, like he had made his checkmate a long time ago, and it said, if you want to keep playing on a board with me, these are the rules of engagement,
That's right.
and this is the way it
Because
goes.
he set it up to make sure that even though she's his junior, he's the boss. She
Exactly.
probably had about 5 or 6 affairs already. But as long as she doesn't embarrass him, doesn't endanger the trust, the assets, etc., then he'll keep her around.
Yep. So they have a good life. They have a great life together. So anyway, I'm gonna stop because I don't want to say too much about people. So
Oh, you fine, Ted. I'm liking this conversation here, cause like you said, somebody got something to lose. He got to play his cards real. You got to make strategic plans here. You just can't be all willy nilly. All little devil with somebody.
correct.
Next minute they ready to decide they toss your butt to the curb and take half of what you worth. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Well said. Hey, so let me say one more thing about this guy and his wife. Now, his wife was intentionally being an asset. This guy was supporting me on a business venture, and we were building it together. And what his wife said to me was, "My husband is going to get paid from helping you at some point." She said clearly. This was just she and I on the phone. She said, he's going to get paid from you at some, like she was making it clear that she was coming up to bat, and my husband's going to get paid. He's going to help you, but you're going to pay him. He's helping you now and supporting you, but at some point he's going to get some money out of this. I don't know how it's going to happen, but you're going to help make that happen. So she's up at bat for him.
Yeah. Well, she's up at bat for herself. The more money that comes in, the more money she has to spend.
Well, but if most women could understand that, Joe, I mean, she's still working for you, though. She benefits, yes, but she's working for you to make it happen.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, if the money didn't come in, if enough deals fell through, and his assets and his star began to dim a little and then started to dim a lot, she wouldn't be up to bat for him. She'd be trying to find a life raft. She'd be rowing that damn canoe over to Treasure Island.
Nah, she was in her 50s, Joe. Those days were gone. Those days were gone.
No, which days are gone?
She was in her 50s. She wasn't just gonna go find some other guy.
Oh.
Those days,
okay.
She's gonna ride it out with him because her days of jumping ship in your 50s, yeah, not so easy to get another guy like that in your 50s. I mean,
you know what? I bet you there are gigolos who are 30, and because of their youth advantage, she would want them to be validated as the way she used to be. She could fall for a gigolo Just like a guy can fall for the normal, good-looking chick.
Yeah, I get that. But what I'm saying is that she wasn't just going to jump ship from this guy, not at her age.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. But she's got it good now. Why rock the boat?
And he set it up so if you want to jump ship, you get nothing.
Yeah, I like that.
So
More men should be like it. More men who aren't rich should have that kind of mindset.
that's
But we, as I said, we've been conditioned to believe that women are sugar and spice and all things nice.
Yeah, Mr. Joe, I
There are
got that
some women like
mindset.
that.
I'm a red. You know what I'm saying?
You're what?
I ain't trying to, I'm a red. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm from along the lines of crossbreed, with the old world influence, like Ted talking about, with those type of traditions. See, that's what I believe in. I ain't,
Well,
just out here messing with everything about our ass and give me that big old cheese in her face. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for somebody like Ted talking about who can bring the money or help open up the resources for me. You know what I'm saying? Them type I'm
well,
looking
yeah,
for.
you need that. Well, if you've got the money, then you've got the honey.
That's true.
A chick once told me, "No money, no honey." I said, "Okay, bye." Bye.
Yeah. You know what else I say? No finance, no romance.
Yeah, some woman made a song like that.
But
Back
but most men, like Mr. Joe said, they not looking at it like that, Ted. You gotta look at the possibility of what other value other than sex does this female bring to you? How many bags you done used and did A, Y, and Z out here? You don't know nothing. You infatuated. That's the word I'm trying to use. But you don't know no kind of background work on her. You see what I'm saying? That's what I believe a lot of dudes like Mr. Joe conditioned to do. They just see something, they just pop at it instead of doing their research.
So Joe, this
People like me.
so Joe, this athlete that we've been talking about, PJ Washington, before he hooked up with this woman, that woman had dated guys like entertainers and athletes, like a guy named James Harden, Drake, Lil Uzi, Jamal Murray, Ben Simmons, Trey Songz, Chris Brown, Colin Kaepernick, and a host of
Jake
others.
Harden, I know about. Yeah.
She's been ran through by a bunch of, and even when Kaepernick was seeing her, he refused to pay for her flight to come see her. He said, "You pay for your own flight to come. I'm not paying anything. You want some of this? You come. You pay for it." So so she had a reputation in the world, and here this young guy who's 22 falling for a 29-year-old and allows himself to get hooked, trapped. And the only way she could trap him was through pregnancy. That's really what I'm getting at. Like, it wasn't like she was so valuable, because if she was that valuable, one of those other guys would have kept her, and they didn't. They just passed her along to the next guy. And here's a guy who was not smart enough to make that assessment. So, Kendrick is talking about need to be able to do a background. Well, this woman had a public reputation, I'll say, that anyone would have known. And he was in basketball. A lot of people, Reggie was saying, well, he can't understand why his father or someone else didn't say, "Hey, man, you need to pull back on this woman and not get caught up in this situation." And no one did that. So he got trapped. He got into the pregnancy trap.
Yep.
And so there are a lot of guys who are in that situation right now and don't know it because they haven't taken a step back to assess, if it wasn't for pregnancy, like let's say the woman couldn't have children, why would you keep her around? What would be her value prop? Like, what is it that she could offer you? If she can't offer you children, what can this woman offer you? If it's just sex, then you need to think twice about.
Well, that's enough for a 22-year-old who hasn't found out for himself yet what makes the world go round.
Yeah.
So he got the best blowjob he ever had in his life. He got the experience of a woman that, you know, is older than him, but not old. 29 is not old. 29 is a nice age. So she was still looking good at 29, even though she's 7 years older than him.
Right.
But he just thought, I've got this woman who is a woman, not the young girls that he's been used to dating, and she's not over the hill. So he thought he had a catch because she gave him, you know, like I said, the best blowjob he ever had in his life, and he figured this is going to last forever. Finds out that forever lasts about a year, and then forever all the child support payments.
And I think once the baby was born, she just broke it off.
Jesus Christ, how much of a parasite do you have to be? You put up a video saying that athletes are dumb. You prove that in some cases athletes are dumb. And then as soon as you get the kid, you break it off for them. And I'll bet you people like Cardi B will probably make a rap song about it and say, she's my girl, or she's a champion, or most girls should be like this. Oh, God. What kind of generation?
They gonna get them women hurt, Mr. Joe. Not to sound facetious or none of that. These dudes, they tired of losing their monies and their homes and custody of their kids and all that. These men, you need to go watch Mr. RPM, Mr. Joe. These men snapping and they killing these women. Not even their wives, they girlfriend, they side wives, the side girlfriend. Yeah. They killing these women.
See,
and he reporting on that.
You know,
that doesn't change the woman's behavior. Men have got to be smarter. So if you're tired of losing football games, then you're gonna have to get some new plays. You're gonna have to condition. You're gonna have to train the way you haven't. And men are going to have to train and think the way they haven't. As Joe was saying, men have been taught to think a certain way, and women understand that. Your mother understands it. Your sisters. Everyone understands that you've been set up for slaughter. Even when I'm saying, even when I'm saying women get pregnant, so most women are like her. She's just an extreme version. She just threw it in your face. Most women get pregnant because there's nothing else for them to offer. That's what I'm asking men to. If you can understand that, then you step back and either you put demands on a woman or you pass her on to the next guy like this woman was passed on.
But when it get down to me, I don't get it, Mr. Joe. I guess stupid loves stupid. Cause you got to be a dummy. All this red pill stuff going on out here. All these men telling you what not to do. And then you jump your butt up and go do it anyhow. I don't feel no sympathy for the dude. All I can tell dude is you got to be smart and wise in what you're doing. Just like Ted just said. But now I don't condone what these dudes doing to when they go out here and snap. But that in rare and in extreme cases, that's going on out here.
I understand.
And everybody want to come down on the range.
Hey, country boy, you ain't never had a chick swallow your kids before, or toss your salad and all that. So you don't know what that brought. Listen, look, I know that's fine. I'm trying to make a point. But hold on, country boy. So I'm just trying to tell you, that's a seasoned veteran hoe he was fucking with. So she was pulling out all the tricks. She ate his asshole. She swallowed his kids. I mean, she was pulling all kinds of tricks. Because her whole thing, everything that you're talking about, I told you before is, they're doing all that shit because they don't want you thinking. It's like tripping your circuit breakers, you know. As long as you're thinking, you can't do what. That's why you think these women want these guys to become emotionally available. Because when you become emotionally, you're not thinking logically. So that was that whole game. Is to trip his circuit breakers. And she obviously did because she made the video, all his teammates, all on social media, media, football player, back, whoever he was coming into contact with, had to tell him, he had to know, what's up with this chick. So it really ain't her fault because she never changed.
Exactly.
She stayed who she was.
Exactly.
She stayed who she was. And wait, listen, he was the one in the fantasy world.
Exactly.
He was the one.
The thing about it, though, Reg, enough of these bras out here acting like her, they gonna mess around and get whacked off. That's what I'm talking about. They gonna try the wrong dude, and he gonna whack off.
That's not
Alan Roger Curry said some years ago, at some point, these guys gonna start killing these shit. And I think about it now, yeah, I watch RPM. Joe and Ted don't know about RPM. Yeah. Them guys be snapping on them hoes and shit. But at the same time now, is when you kill her ass, you done ruined your life.
Exactly.
So now she done destroyed. So now you done fucked up. Because now I guess what you're trying to say is you love the bitch more than yourself.
No,
or
what I'm saying
you just didn't get,
But that's the point I'm trying to make on Mr. Reddy. If another dude snap, where are all them dudes going? It ain't no million prisons out here. That's the point I'm making. What you gonna do? You out to blow them dudes up. You ain't gonna be able to
remember,
arrest all them dudes.
Remember, you got about 70 to 80% sense, and the rest is nonsense. So the numbers is with the bras. I mean, they don't have a Captain Save-A-Ho around somewhere. It's more of abundance of them than there is of us. So
I ain't never thought of it like that. I'm glad you said that. I didn't think like that. So you saying it's more simple is the so-called red pill millionaire.
Yeah, that's 80. You talking about the 80-20 rule? That's the 80-20 or 70-30 right there. You can't even get 60-40. Come on. I told you before. Pussy ain't for the weak, bro.
All I know is this is my thing, and enough dudes start blowing holes. I guarantee you, Mr. T. I believe it's gonna be bloodshed in order to get this country back in line.
Yeah, see, people don't understand.
I really do.
That doesn't change people's behavior. You didn't change their
behavior. But it'll scare these young kids though. If you do it like that, you do. It'll scare them. I guarantee you.
You didn't change, or you didn't make the men smarter. See, if the athletes are still dumb, they'll just get them another way.
And you see what she did was you see what she did. Her dad, everybody was on to her. She went and found a young dude. She just thought, and she's not. A lot of these older women are the, what they call them, cougars or whatever. They're trying to get these young boys now because us seasoned guys, we know the deal. They're trying to get them guys, just like I said.
Well, like you said, Red.
Mm-hmm.
I like what you said about emotionally available. They're looking for the emotionally available.
Yeah. Because when you emotional, you're not thinking logical. You thinking. Matter of fact, you've just entered her world. That's what she plays at. So now you over there in her world. As long as you hold your whole mask in the frame or whatever, as long as you stay mentally stuff and you thinking, and she asks you something and you ask her a couple of questions, you look at her, she realizes this motherfucker's still thinking. I done all of this. I had one tell me that because I was playing mind games. I said, "Yeah, you got me pussy good." I said, "No, you ain't." I was. Everything she has been doing to me, I've been getting that done in my early 20s. So, but that's their game. It's to get you caught up. So when you become emotionally available, emotionally caught up with her, until that spell wears off or whatever, she's in control. You in her world.
So Rich, we're gonna I'm gonna address something. Part of the problem is that men have been told. So if you're married and you have you want to have sex with your wife, what is one of the words that people use to say, Hope you get what? Hope you get what tonight? Hope I get what tonight?
Lucky,
Exactly. Right.
lucky.
Right. So if you're with an attractive woman, they tell you you're lucky. If you have sex with an attractive woman, you're lucky. If you have sex with your wife, you're considered lucky, right? Now, how do we tell women? We tell women that they are attractive and powerful and seductive and all these other words, and men just depend on luck. Like we're just too dumb. The way you get laid with your wife is to get lucky. The way you get a beautiful woman is to get lucky. Like we don't have skill, no capacity, nothing. It all depends on luck, and women are running everything. This is and so men have bought into that this is all about luck. And if men can get that out of
in
their
the
head,
instances where they're using luck, what they're also saying is that men are very fortunate to have that woman attracted to him. Don't you know? If he gets laid, it's not because it's not because she wants to as much as she's giving herself to him, which is bullshit.
And doing him a
when
favor.
A girl goes to bed with you, right, she's doing him a favor. But in reality, when a girl goes to bed with you, she wants to have an orgasm. If you don't deliver an orgasm within a certain amount of time, she's not gonna relish the fact that you need to be taught how to please her. So the bloom is gonna fall off the rose, and she's going to say bye-bye.
Or she'll cheat.
Simple as that.
She'll marry you, she'll cheat. Hey, Reg, you have too much going on in the background. Reggie, you're cooking.
Okay, I thought I was no, I'm still cooking. I would just let some water down the drain. I can't hear every damn thing. Hold on.
I have bionic ears, man. But the mics are sensitive on these cell phones. Sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, that's it. She's going to say, we're just not compatible anymore. Guys have to have self-respect enough to know what to look for in a woman to believe that she's worthy of you. Where you always talk about the seed, the man is the more powerful one. The man is the tallest, the heaviest, the stronger, the one who's burdened with the protect and provide role. She has to be worth it. If she's not worth it, you're going to lose your money, and you could even get hurt in case she gets into some sort of altercation with even a woman who has a boyfriend who wants to step in, and then triggers your boyfriend to step in, because that's what men are supposed to do, protect. Well, if you date a woman who's got a big mouth, you're going to get hurt. You find out she's got a big mouth,
get rid of her.
It's not so.
Get rid of her. Yeah, because you know what, right. Joe, I've been in that situation where someone, girl, I think she was shit testing me. She was shit testing me, right? And she wants to say this guy touched on her ass, right? But I was standing there and I was looking at him. He was looking at me, but she pulled it, right? And I just smiled at me. I just looked at him and I looked at her ass and I got rid of that bitch. Because what you trying to tell? Now wait a minute. I'm sorry for my friend, sorry. But she lived with her mama, with her kids. I own my own house. I got my son. I got everything to lose. You ain't got shit to lose. So me and this guy get into it. Okay, so what if we get into it? We both get hurt, or one get killed, and one got a felony. But see, when they do stuff, when they do stuff like that, she's telling you that she really don't give a shit about you. She put you in harm's way. I told the guy that before. Oh, I said, bro, you don't even seem to understand, dog. I said, she put you in harm's way. I said, she don't give a damn about you.
She doesn't care.
Yeah, she put you in harm's way. Right. Think about it. Just because she started this shit, just because her feelings got hurt, you got to get involved. So now what's gonna happen? You gonna kill him? He gonna kill you?
Because if he put you in jail,
yeah. She out fucking. The reliever is just gonna come right on there and start fucking the bitch. So what you know? Now you sitting on stupid. You either in a box or in jail. And she done moved on.
But that's my thing, Red. Now John had approached you with something. It looked like he's gonna do bodily harm to you. That would have been self, what you call self,
Self, now it's a whole nother ball. But it's a whole nother ball game. But no, but he didn't know that I was looking, and you know, because he looked at me, and I looked at him, and I looked at her, and I said, "Come on, let's go." Got rid of her ass. Cause we both smiling and shit. Cause I know that he didn't do nothing. Even if he did, it might have been an accident and whatever. We in a club. We in a club, a crowded club. Everybody brushing up against one another. What do you expect to happen? You know what I mean?
But now, if Jones had met you outside your crib and he's feeling all on your woman and says, "Oh, you already know the dinner breeze." That's a whole nother story.
That's a problem. Yeah, hey, I tell you this. I'm sorry. Only time a woman is mine is when I'm up in there treating her like the tramp that she is. At that point in time, she's mine. When I'm done, it's on. She community property. Fuck that. That's the only time that she's yours.
Now, see, I ain't got no problem with her being community property. But like you said, but when you bring another dude up in my crib, well, I'm paying the bills, doing all this other stuff. Now we got a problem.
Well, see, country, well, I'm not like you. I don't have a fantasy. I don't have a fantasy. I ain't got no fantasy. She gonna do what I tell her. She got to get it. I ain't trying to own no broad in her snatch. I ain't trying to live with them. They can come play, but they can't stay. If they ain't coming to please, they gotta leave. That's the bottom line.
All that old junk about sneaking around, that's all found and to the man to get down like that for me. They gonna do what I tell them to do in my career. That's real talk. I'm drill talking up in this piece.
No, that's fine. That's fine and dandy. I just want to see you get that done in a gynocentric country. That's all. I just want to see you get that done. You know.
Okay,
because you gotta understand.
He did. All the other ethnic men ain't got these problems. All of the brother men ain't got these problems in America. Because these dudes, like Mr. Joe said, they conditioned. But I ain't conditioned, Mr. Ted. I done broke away from all this.
Well, I don't know too many Italian guys. I don't know too many Italian guys that had this problem either, because them broads already know. They can end up like Jimmy Hoffa and shit.
And
disappeared.
Nobody found Jimmy Hoffa body yet.
I mean, yeah. Nobody, no crime. Nobody, no crime.
So don't try me.
Yeah,
hey, Ted, how far you left from the East?
Hey, Reg, let me tell you an example that you can check up on. There was a show, a reality show called The Mob Wives. Okay, it was on a few years ago. There was a guy who was a known member of the mob. He was on probation. Okay, his wife and her girlfriend went out to dinner. Her girlfriend was being approached by a guy. Now, this woman had nobody paying attention to her, so probably she got jealous. She wanted the girlfriend to stop talking to the guy. The guy mouthed off to her, okay? Now, she's the wife of a lower level capo. Do you know she called the guy, okay? Her husband, her ex-husband, as a matter of fact. You know, the guy's on probation. He goes over to the club. He's on camera. He knows he's going to be on camera because he knows his ex-wife is on the reality show, Mob Wives. I forget, whatever the rest of the title is. So he comes over there and starts talking to the guy. Nothing happened, but it could have happened. The point is that the women rule the roost too, okay, in the mob. They know how to keep their mouths shut, but that guy better provide.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, so hey guys, I want to. There's a Red Pilled Rican. You guys have seen him on my show before. He put up a post.
Yeah, I subscribe to him. I subscribe to him. Yeah, he got some good stuff.
Good, perfect. He put up something on Instagram, and it fits. So we talk about PJ Washington, and he got played, finessed, all the words you can use. But I'm going to read and play something for what happens when you educate a young guy so that he doesn't get played. So he put up a post and it says, "OMG, she tried to finesse him for a meal and he cut and left her with the bill." That's the first slide. The next slide is this shit too easy. Third sucker this month. And so this is what she posted on Instagram, right? This shit too easy. Third sucker this month. And hashtag free meals, hashtag finesse gang, hashtag hot girl summer, hashtag no cat for you. So then the next slide is, it says, this is the guy who's paying for this meal with this woman, and it looks like a very nice restaurant. His boy sends one, and his boy says, "Bro, tell me you ain't out with that Morgan chick from Peckham." He said, "Yeah, I'm in the Royal with her now. Why?" "Bro, she just posted this on her private Insta story, and it's what I just read. This shit too easy. Third sucker this month." So then he replies and says, "Let's see how she gonna finesse the bill when I leave. And then he said, "I owe you one," to his boy. "I owe you one, man."
He skated on the road.
So wait. So just let me go to the next. He's gonna use some strong language, but hear what happens when she calls him when he's gone and he's left.
Where are you?
Listen, it's time you got hustle. Don't ever try hustle, man. Yo, you got the bill, yeah?
No, you really left me.
Yeah, of course I left you there. The same way when I came out the way to grab ya. Yo. Say that again. Listen. Where's that £500 grand, blood? Where's that £500 grand? Where's the £500? Where's the yeah? You're a fucking.
Yeah. She said, "I gave you £500."
That's really good. He's a Jamaican European or something. I had a hard time really understanding. Do you know what he's saying?
He's in Great Britain, so he's saying,
yeah, I thought.
How does it feel that the bill came? And he said, "You got the bill, right?" And she's like,
"Hello."
Where are you?
Listen.
So she says, "Where are you?" And now he's.
Listen, it's time you got hustle. Don't ever try.
He said, "It's time you got hustled. Don't ever try that with me."
Hustle, man. Yo, you got the bill, yeah?
Hey.
Hold it, Reg. Hold it. Hold it, Reg.
Yeah. No, actually, he did say 500 pounds, right?
Right. They're in Great Britain.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So he said, he's telling her, "Don't ever try and hustle me." And she's about to start crying on the phone. Now, she probably has good reason to cry, because it's an expensive restaurant, and women will use crying to get the guy to to disarm him.
Right.
With this guy, because his boy sent the what she posted on Instagram. And she just wrote flat out, "I got it." So she's like the Britney chick. "I don't care. I got a dumbass, and I'm playing him, and I'm putting it out in public. While I'm at dinner, I'm putting it out for the world to see. I got a sucker." And so he's this guy. He's driving a BMW, so he's maybe has a few bucks. I don't know, but I think he's young though.
No, you really left me.
Yeah, of course I left you there.
She's like, "You left me." He's like, "Of course I left you."
The same way when I came out the way to grab ya. Yo.
So apparently he hung up, and she's calling back.
Say that again.
Guess what?
Hold up, Reg. I can't,
Reggie.
Reggie. I can't hear him. I can't hear him when you talk. I want.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Listen. Where's that £500?
So she's asking, "Why didn't you leave me any money? Like you didn't leave." She's looking for money from him. He's gone.
I
So
told you.
they're apparently like, ma'am, here's the bill. And she's in a panic now. I mean, she'll figure it out. She has no choice, right?
I'm gone, blood.
No,
Where's that 500 pound, man? Where's the 500 pound?
She about to get them.
Where's the fight? Yeah, you're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar.
Oh, yeah, he's. You can hear the fury in his voice. He's angry.
Yeah, I can hear him cursing, but I can't hear her.
Yeah. That's. I was trying to give a relay what she was saying.
Yeah.
So she's basically crying. She starts to do the crying thing.
Well, she got what she deserved.
Yes,
She
you
got
did.
exactly what she deserved.
Ding dong, bitches dead.
I mean, she flat out posted this shit too easy. Third sucker this month. She just posted that.
Yeah. Oof. You know, more chicks got more balls than men do nowadays. Only they use them in the wrong way.
Poor Mr. Joe, I'm killing myself, man. Mr. Joe.
Hey, check it out. That's what he gets for not making her earn that shit. Okay? She had to earn that shit, then you don't have to worry about it. You don't be taking them hoes out. Make them earn it. I told her, a date with me is a blessing. You earned
Not
that
only
shit.
earn it, but I'm doing my research on you before I spend the pin on you. That's how I go. I don't know what other dude do, Mr. Reed.
Mm-hmm. So I tell a hoe, I got more respect for a penny than your pussy. Okay? I'll go chase a penny rolling down the street, but I won't chase your ass. Okay? Don't get the game fucked up. How you like that one, Teddy?
Keep them coming, Reg.
Thank you, dog.
Yeah,
I heard you.
Keep them coming.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh yeah. Hey, but Ted,
Yeah,
you know what?
Opus there, Reg.
Oh, thank you, there, Joseph.
like-
Thank you. Hey, Ted. This was I just want to reiterate. It was good for you to take this topic to a whole nother level. Because when you mentioned it to me earlier and said, about, because actually, what PJ Brown happened to me. I just never. Okay, so I know how he feels, and because somebody tried to trap my ass into whatever her and her family plans were. But for a woman to do that, or for a person, a woman to do that, I mean, that just tells you that she really feels that she really ain't shit. She feels that you can do better. Obviously, she feels that you can do better because she's not actually trying to lock you in. But it gets even deeper than that because it's just really showing you just how selfish she is because there's you bring in a child into an unstable situation. You're just thinking about yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Right.
good topic, Ted. Yeah, way to shed another light on it. Yeah,
No,
she's showing that she ain't worth. She herself is telling you that she ain't shit, and she knows it.
She ain't mother material either, if you ask me, Ted. Cause what mother
Yeah,
go out and do some stupid stuff like this?
Of course.
I'm going to do.
Wait a minute. What'd you say, Joe?
Rex, I'm going to disagree with you. I'm going to disagree with you to a degree. The reason why
Okay,
she's doing it is not because she's thinking she's thinking she's hot shit. That's why she does it.
Ooh.
She thinks she's God's gift.
What, the snatch?
Yeah.
The snatch?
The two chicks we're talking about that we've been talking about on this show, and most chicks, when they do something like that, when they play games with you, they're doing it because they think they're hot shit, not because they think they're worthless, that they ain't shit. They think the guys ain't shit. They think the guys are stupid. Down deep, they may not think of themselves as, as all that. Like Meryl Streep once said, even I think I'm overrated. But,
But it was. Yeah.
Well, that's hey Joe. That's
you know,
that's actually
she's been nominated like
Well, she-
20 fucking times.
Well, she didn't look too bad at Deer Hunter. She's a little pale, but you know that's another thing. But,
Joe. Joe, that's
Yeah, well, she's never really, well,
yeah, she
Yeah,
never was a look. She never was a look.
Joe. Joe,
No.
the
Well,
point,
you know what?
Joe.
Hey,
Hold
you know
on.
what? It's yeah. Go ahead, Ted. I'm sorry.
Joe,
what you got to say,
point
Teddy?
is the point is the reason why a woman would get pregnant and she has nothing else to offer is because she knows she has nothing else to offer, and that is the only way she's going to have any kind of connection, or that's the only way she's going to keep any kind of connection, and she understands there's a court system that she can use to get finances out of you, even if it's not your child, but just if it is. Pregnancy is really for a lot of women. That's
it's a
their
one-way
only
ticket
card.
to, it's a one-way ticket to,
It's their only
to a
card.
bank account.
No, it's their only card they have. Because if she had something else valuable to offer, she would put that on the table up front, and the guy would say, "I'm not letting this woman go. I'm taking her off the market. I'm snatching her up," and she knows that that doesn't happen. Like this chick we're talking about, she just got passed around by a bunch of celebrities. There's nothing for her to offer. So the only thing that she can do, and I won't even say her offering, the only way that she's going to get anything out of a man is to get pregnant. Otherwise, she'll just keep getting passed around because she has nothing to offer. She has one card, a vagina, and if the vagina is not even good for sex,
But
the
that's
only
all
thing-
she needs.
Well, yes,
That's
and
all.
yes, and we do girls a disservice by saying boys and men only want one thing, because that screws her, because she grows up believing that's all men want. Like she's been taught from a young age that men are dumb, and that screws her. So when she grows up and sees that, I said this at the beginning of the show, that men build every civilization in the world, and to do that, they have to have hobbies and knowledge. They have to have plans and raise capital. There are all kinds of things: bricklayers and accountants and engineers and lawyers. All these things that men have interest in, and they're good at it. They didn't become good at it because they laid in the bed all day and had sex. These guys mastered something. And when a woman sees that a guy is good at something, and that's the point of guys actually becoming good at something, become powerful in something, and a woman is more likely to know that she has to bring something to the table, and if she doesn't, she's going to get passed on. And if she knows she's going to get passed on, her last pull for emergency is to just get pregnant, to keep some kind of contact with you, and to have it financed, to have that pregnancy financed. She might not even care about the kids.
Mhm.
So
Okay, hey Ted,
yes,
let me ask you something. Did you see a picture of Brittany Reiner with the baby with the baby attached to her? I think she got like the baby in some kind of harness, shoulder harness.
I posted that picture.
Okay.
Yep.
So do you think?
Oh no, I didn't.
You think she?
It's him holding it.
Oh.
No, sorry. So no, I
Okay,
didn't see
so
that picture.
So if you notice, she's using that kid as a status symbol, because she all made up, dolled up, like, ooh, look, I had a baby, but look, I'm still fine. She had the shorts on with her ass poked out, with the baby in front.
She has a nice ass.
So she still. Oh, yeah, now I tell you something. I heard. Hey, Ted. Somebody said earlier that she don't look that good without that makeup on, and it's true.
I understand.
It's true. Just like we saw sitting in the car, that's what she really looked like. That shit right there is fantasy. So she's really not. I mean, she got a nice body. Nice little petite little body with a nice little ass on it.
Right.
But I mean, Okay, Ted.
But you got too many miles on her.
Ted. I want to ask you, it's yes or no. Would you hit it, Ted?
No.
Okay.
No. She's been around too. She's I think she's high risk. for
Yo, T.
STDs. For STDs.
Well, Ted, I mean, you might have been with a bunch of other women that done more shit than she did. You just didn't know it.
Yo,
The
T.
idea is you know what that is. You know the story, so now you turned off. But if you didn't, if she wasn't, and put her business in the street so much, would you not? Would you drive 10 miles, to have her howl at the moon like a werewolf?
So if she
Yo, Reggie.
let's say she didn't do all those things, yeah, her body's attractive enough for me. Absolutely.
Her body what?
She's opposed.
Her body's attractive enough for me. So yes.
Okay.
That's for me, she ain't.
All right.
Yo, T. She
Yes.
like them, the Shabba boy. Pass the doobie on the live here and say. That's all she is to me. Pass, put more pass.
Hey, country boy. They all the same to me. Just like a joint. Hit it a couple
Man,
strong
gonna be
times and pass it on.
all I know, man, ain't community profit. She gonna be cut from the cloth like Ted said. I'm taking along the
Okay.
CEO man shit. And rest assured, Reed, she gonna be she gonna be making my money, you feel me? I'm the brains of this operation. You feel me? Do you feel me, Reed? Do you feel me, West Coast?
Yeah, oh yeah, but check it out. While you all grinding, doing shit, and you all concentrating on your business, and you ain't got time to be conniving and shit. She thinking how she gonna get over on your ass. You ain't got time. You too busy handling business. That's how she wants you to keep you busy, but you can't pay attention to the dirt that you plotting on your ass.
That's
All I know,
correct.
she better bring. Look here, I'm like
Joe.
Tim did.
Tell him, Joe.
She better bring me my money.
No,
She better have
okay.
my money, Reed.
Okay, Antonio Vargas. Okay.
Real talk. That's real talk, Reed. I don't play these games like these young boys play. I don't play them games. They don't call me
Okay,
boy for nothing.
Okay.
Real talk.
So
Okay,
Reg,
Antonio Vargas.
Reg,
This better have my money. Okay.
Get their ass did and play with me. Real talk.
hey, Reg, think about it. Think about it from another way. She could only play that game with someone
With the
who
wrong
wasn't
dude.
with someone who wasn't smart enough. So she couldn't
Right,
run the
yeah,
game
but
on guys who were smart.
We've already established that.
Okay, well,
We've already established that.
no. What I'm saying is, well, you were saying that while you out there working on your stuff, you won't know that she's playing a game. And I'm saying, yeah, most guys did see it and they got rid of her.
Yeah.
So she's really not that smart. She just had to find someone who was not as smart as she is.
Yeah. Oh well, I don't know. He could have been okay until she swallowed the tears. I told you, he might have been okay until she went on and did that freaky shit to him that he never experienced before.
That's not a smart guy.
90 seconds.
Yeah, that's not
Like
a
I
smart
told y'all,
guy.
these dudes dumb.
That's not a
They
smart
dumb and
guy.
full of cum.
I've had some.
Hey, country boy.
Where can I find that video of this broad who's saying that athletes are dumb? What's the title of it?
They put in Brittany Reiner on YouTube, or just Google Brittany Reiner athletes are dumb, and it might come up. Brittany Reiner.
Seconds.
Okay. How do you spell Reiner? R-H-I-N-E-R or R-Y-N-E-R? How do you spell it?
R-E-N-N.
They put in.
R-E. He's asking how to spell it. R-E-N-N-E-R.
Thanks. R-E-N-N-E-R. Okay.
Let me see if I can play it for you real quick, Joe.
Okay. Oh man. Don't make me puke.
Oh, it's gonna be something when she go woo, woo. No, never mind.
All right, Reg. All right. Order in the court.
All right. Okay, no problem, Teddy.
All right, here we go.
First people to deal with are the athletes.
10
None of them
seconds.
So if y'all really want to try to First people to deal with are the athletes. None of them use condoms, really. So if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off a man, you could just fuck an athlete. They're really dumb. First people to deal with are the athletes.
And she laughed. She thinks that's funny. First people to deal with are the athletes.
None of them use condoms, really.
None of them use condoms. None of
So
them.
if y'all really want to try to come up off a check off
And if you really want to come up off
a
a check,
man, you could just fuck an athlete. They're
or if you want to come off a check with a man, you could just hook an athlete.
really dumb.
They're really
First
dumb.
people to deal with.
Those are her words, and she did the
Yeah,
video
but,
herself.
Joe, you need to look at it.
Nasty side.
When she talk about the 24 guys she been with, she get all excited and shit. Woo! Yeah, check it out. I know you saw it.
All
Man,
these
motherfucker, bro.
STDs and all these dirty dudes out here. These broad nasty. Beyond nasty.
Hey, country boy. I don't like my sex clean. I can tell you that. I like me a dirty bro. But I ain't kind of married.
Like I said, I ain't messing with them.
Smart dude. I done had too many freaky bras in my life. I think that the straight ones can't get it done no more. I've been damaged and shit. But,
Oh, there's nasty stuff going on out here.
Well, a lot of women will.
Hey, all I can tell you is, if she got a dog, I might be a little leery of her. If her and her dog are just a little too tight together, I might be a little worried about that. I don't like chicks with dogs. You can tell them one just a little bit too, them and the dogs and shit. You don't know what's going on with that motherfucker.
So, Red,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of women will do a lot of things, but doing things doesn't make you. There are a lot of women who will do everything and they're still prudish, though.
Yeah, the little quiet motherfuckers, some serious freaks. I've had me some little monsters, boy. I was like, damn. He said, yeah, it's like this. I was like, damn.
That's what I'm
No
saying.
idea.
That's what I'm saying, Red. So you know, none of that stuff turned me on. Don't none of that stuff you just said. And a lot of dudes starting to hear this stuff. You see what I'm saying? These dudes, I ain't messing with this. Hell, Christ can come back right now, and I'd be satisfied. I ain't messing with that.
Oh, well, you must. I think you need to keep your V status. Might be best. Hey, because the way this shit is, I'm glad I got mine in.
Cause it's this stuff progressive, Lorette. It's so bad that you don't even know the rate that's going up out here now. And then we got all these other different crazy diseases out here.
Yeah, but just like I was talking to Ted earlier, I was like, it really ain't even worth it any longer. Cause you can't even enjoy the shit because you really don't know what's going on with who you fuck messing with.
But like older dude done told me, the quality of it ain't the same no more.
Well,
it's all about
like
quality now. You can't even find quality now.
Well, I told you, once you done been with some monsters, and these bitches is lazy, well, you know what, country boy, they all freaks and hoes. You just got to be the man to bring it out there. That's all.
I ain't messing with none of them. Do you feel me?
Okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, they're most women.
Just hearing that make me want to just go find somebody and hunt them down. I ain't got time to mess with that.
Most women will come out of the closet and play. Most women will come out of the closet and play. They're curious.
Oh, man, these chicks been doing shit that you have no idea. None. You think we've been doing some shit? No, these hoes been doing some shit. under the pretense that they innocent, they victims, they this or that, they pure, they're a good woman, all of that bullshit. It all holds.
But like Ted said though, us men done allowed it. And like I told Ted, until we get back to rearranged marriages and folks keeping a tight leash on their sons and their daughters, ain't none of that stuff gonna change, Ted. That's what I say.
Well,
I
from
say
societal-
rewrite the laws and
No,
enforce the law.
listen,
That's what I say, dude.
listen, I keep
Don't
trying to tell
give
you.
your sons,
Hey,
look,
hey,
Red,
hey, Joe.
don't give your sons
Hey,
to
Joe.
their daughters.
Joe
Don't give your
dropped off.
daughters to their sons.
Okay,
That's
check
how
it
it
out.
is.
Hey, Joseph, do you
So-
think men, woke men, red pill men, MGTOW guys, black pill, whatever, do you think they could actually get with get with women and actually see them the same as they did when they was younger?
Of course not. Of course they ain't, Mr. Red. That's what I'm saying. It's too much.
Okay,
that
but
lies
wait a minute.
red
Okay.
now.
Okay, so my whole point is, a lot of these guys really don't, outside of making the bitch a weekend pussy, a 2 a.m. pussy, they really don't want to be bothered with these bras. Hello?
This here, boy, this a hard mix.
Well,
It
I'm
really
just saying, I think these bras is complaining. I wish the guys would stop complaining and just be quiet and let the bras be complaining and just going to be happy. Because, hey, men really only deal with women for one reason, and that's sex or to reproduce. Outside of that, they really don't want to be bothered with them hoes.
Yeah, but who out here reproducing? Cause I sure ain't reproducing on anything with no anything.
Oh well, no, well, the black community ain't no but the hyenas, hyena clan. That's hyenas, bro.
I bet Little Red. I bet my seed ain't laying up no anything.
Oh, that's cool.
I had
That's-
old school Red. I ain't just been out there with me like that. All my friends and associates been out there like that, but me, I was too smart.
Okay, well, that's cool. So, Ted, what, you got anything to interject, Joe?
No, Joe dropped out. So
Oh, you got that?
yeah.
Country boy, you done ran Joe off again.
Oh, ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. But you know me, I'm gonna speak my truth. I ain't scared of it. I say this nasty. The quality of sex gone down, and the quality of bringing kids in this world done went down, and everybody run around here don't know whether they want to be a man or a woman want to be a man, or
Hey, but
the
Ted,
man want to be a woman. This stuff backwards. This crazy
Ted,
hard, get out.
But Ted, hey, remember what we talked about? You said one night stand now, and I said it ain't the same anymore.
What do you
I said it ain't the same anymore. Especially if you used to getting women too. It's not the same anymore. The potential for disaster, it's got to be playing a factor in your head, and and it's got to have an impact. If your head ain't in it, the big head ain't in it, and you're wondering, you can't get comfortable, you really don't know what's going on. I don't know if the wood is really gonna get up.
Well, so let me just say this: there are still couples that get married, and they're gonna stay married. And most of those couples that are going to stay married are from the affluent class. So they have figured something out. That
Well, no,
most
but you know what? Yeah, but they got to figure it out from. Hold on. They got a code they got to go by. That's just like, okay, so check this out. Has there ever been a first lady that divorced the president after his term was up?
I don't know. I don't think so. And actually, what's her name? Kennedy, John F. Kennedy. His wife wanted to leave, but I think there were rumors she was paid to stay. And there's only been 2 presidents who were not married, who were single.
Yeah, but my whole point of it is those people are like handpicked or they fit some kind of mold. I think, okay, look what happened to Princess Diana when she decided she was gonna buck, she was gonna buck on the royal family.
She had an accident.
She had an accident, bro.
Right.
So, yeah. So I'm just saying.
So affluent doesn't necessarily have to be like that, the dukes and duchess and kings and queens and princes. A lot of these people who are going to be affluent in the next 10 or 20 years, they're not affluent right now, but they will. And they're going to go through some roller coaster rides. Some of them are going to lose everything and start all over again, and they won't separate. They won't divorce. That's there are couples like that. And so those couples may not be affluent today, but they are going to be, and they're going to work it through, and they're not going to get divorced.
At work, I see this white guy and his girlfriend, right? And the other day he walked out, he had 4 girls with him and his girlfriend, right? Nice, wholesome looking white dude, right? And as a matter of fact, I've been to their unit before, and his girlfriend is very sweet. And it seems every time I see them, it's like I could just see them together. She holding his hand. She, whenever they walking, she hold his arm. I just seen them just walking, through Midtown. And I mean, I see them everything whenever I'm over in that location, because whenever I'm working in that department. And I might have said something to you today about it seemed like they, I just don't see the melanin. I don't see no melanin relationship like that. Okay. And I can see even over there, right? I mean, there's people with some money, right? White, black, whoever, people, ballers, whoever it is. But I see some of the most attractive white girls with these basic Brad dudes just driving a regular Toyota, Camry or basic old truck or whatever, and they just happy, there ain't no high profiling or anything like that, and they just seem like like you said, I see like they figured it out. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm just looking like, these Caucasian couples, these people, it seems like they kind of figured out something.
Right. So
I'm just saying.
The point of me saying that it's 100% a man's responsibility to know if he's with a woman who could be part of that, figured it out. You get what I'm saying? Like if she's playing like this Britney chick, you need to be able to smoke those chicks out and don't have accidents with them. Right? It's your job to know the difference, right? And even if you never meet a woman who's figured it out, you need to know. You know the story of the scorpion and the turtle, right?
Yep.
So, scorpion begs, take me to the other side. Turtle says, no, you're going to sting me. They go back and forth, back and forth. Finally, the turtle says, okay, I'll take you across. Scorpion hops on his back. Just as they get to the other side, Scorpion stings him on his neck. And as the turtle's dying from the poison, the turtle says, why did you sting me? Scorpion says, it's my nature. Men are responsible for understanding that.
Right. That's correct. So I keep trying to tell you, I don't fault the hyena for being a hyena. You know what I mean? I understand. I don't fault a snake for being a snake.
Right. Exactly.
Like a chick, just like a chick say, you must be scared of women are scared. I said, no. I said, that's like saying, that's like asking me, what you said, like, I might say, well, why you say that? Well, because, you won't go play with that. I say, shit. I said, I won't go. That's like, I won't go play with a lion. So it's I'm scared. I know the nature. I know if I go over there fucking with that lion, it's gonna do this. I know if I mess with this chick and I put her in this type of position, what she potentially capable of doing. So I have to be guarded. I have to be guarded.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I said, I tell you what, if she wants some of this, just tell her to just come on over here and get it. I ain't coming over here, but if you want this, come on over here and get it. I might be up at the mountaintop, so you might have to climb it. I ain't gonna send the elevator down for you. I'm gonna make your ass climb up here. That's when you find out.
Got it. But it's a man's job to know the difference, right? That is ultimately what this whole show is about. It's a man's job to know the difference, because there are women out there like this Brittany chick who are saying, not only are they saying athletes are dumb, there are women who just think men are dumb.
Hmm.
Period. That's because
Well,
that
they
is
think.
what they have been taught. And so it's like a snake is a snake, right? A woman who's been taught men are dumb, what do you want her to think? She speaks English and she believes men are dumb. Well, you can't expect her to speak Mandarin if no one taught it to her, and you can't expect her to think men are smart if that's not what they taught her. But there are women who understand they have to be valuable to a man, and getting pregnant doesn't cut it. But for a woman who has nothing, to offer, being pregnant is the only card that she has to play to keep you around. Sorry, what were you saying, Ray?
Yeah, hello? Hello?
I said, what were you saying, Ray?
At one point, your volume went up real high, then it went back down low. So
Okay.
I don't know what you got going on.
Neither do I.
And I was about to, I forgot what it was. It couldn't have been anything important. Just some more fucking jibber jabber.
Look, this is what it's got. Men have to start getting on that train, on a train that knows what's in front of them. Look, you can have all the good feelings in the world. That has nothing to do with a woman being valuable. Like zero.
Yeah.
Like look at that.
Gentlemen,
look at that Instagram.
I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta get some sleep. I'm dead tired, but
okay.
You know what? I'll finish listening to this tomorrow.
I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna close out, Ridge. But that that Instagram thing. That woman said, "I got the third sucker this month." There's too much of that, and guys don't know the difference.
Yeah, that's because she ain't made me. That's the only difference.
I told you, you fucked up by taking her out without making her earn it. She's not gonna get a fucking Jack in the Box taco out of my ass until she earn it. Okay.
Hey, Ridge, listen. A woman just put something in the chat. She said, "When I found out my ex-boyfriend was cheating on me, I made sure I got pregnant, not to keep him, but as revenge. So now he pays child support every month. That's the ultimate revenge." Well, see, that is still that is
okay, but check this out.
Well, hold it, Reg. But that's still that's still keeping a connection with the guy, a financial connection. Like it's there's nothing to offer that guy, and he cheated. I got it. I'm not condoning that, but that was the only. That's still the only card. That's still the only card that's played.
So he wrote that?
I just told you I've read it from the chat.
Oh, from the chat.
Keep doing goofy stuff.
Okay. So she wrote that to what? That was supposed to be a cool thing to do, or she thought she was being smart or coming up, or she was okay by bringing in more responsibility for herself as well. She brought an innocent child in as for revenge.
See what I'm saying, Red? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But see, they don't see it like that. They don't think, they like you said, man, they're children themselves. They're children themselves. She didn't, like I said, she wasn't thinking about anything. She was just thinking about getting back at him. She didn't think about nothing else. That's why.
And that's what's going on out here.
Yeah, but that's why I said when you dealing with them, right? It's for you got not only do you have to look out for yourself, you actually got to look out for them too, because they'll fuck up their own shit, not unknowingly. You know what I'm saying? And then you'll end up getting caught up in the shit that, you know, it's gonna have an impact on you one way or another. It more or less won't be a positive one, you know.
Yeah, I already got that situation.
Reggie, in the state of Utah, in the state of Utah, if you're with your wife and she does something illegal, you are legally responsible for her actions.
Like I said,
Really?
it's a law change.
Hey, if I had to choose, you catch that bitch breathing without permission, you should be able to go upside her fucking head at this point.
Real
I
talk.
don't catch that bitch breathing. Didn't I tell you to hold your breath? Didn't I tell you to hold your breath? You're trying to breathe.
That's where
Anyway,
I'm coming from, Reed.
I gotta get some sleep. I gotta get some sleep, man. You guys go ahead and finish it up. All right.
Reg,
I catch y'all on the next go around.
last
Huh?
thoughts, Reg. Last thoughts. What are your final thoughts?
Okay.
From this?
Well, my final thought is, you know, basically, guys need to it goes back to we need to put yourself first. Men need to value themselves. You got in this high value thing. What these guys need to realize is, I know if you're an athlete and you're a public figure, you really can't hide. You're going to be seen. But you know, when you have celebrity status and you have wealth, you're going to be a target. You're going to be a target. And there's no way around it. Yep.
Okay.
So,
Hey, Reg, this woman responded to you. She said, this is a woman who got pregnant or for revenge. She said at the same time it was for revenge, but once my son was born, it was the best thing to happen to me. I have my son. I love my son more than life itself, and it wasn't okay to do what I did, but I was 18 at the time.
Okay. Ask her. Did she share joint custody of the son with the father?
See, right? See, that's a good. See, what does the son need? If you love your son, you make sure he gets everything he needs. And
Right.
the one, and it's not joint custody. It's raising him in a 2-parent household, not joint custody.
Well,
it's raising. No, if you really love your son, you make sure he gets everything he needs, and that's raising him in a 2-parent with his biological father. So when women read this script, this was the best thing that happened to me, and they're all just parroting the same thing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, I took a muscle relaxer. That shit then kicked in. I gotta go. I get back with y'all. Good show.
She responded to you. His father sees him every weekend.
What she say?
His father does see him.
Say?
His father does.
Well, I didn't hear.
Damn, Reg.
Yeah.
His father.
I can't hear you. What?
His father does see him every weekend.
Oh, okay, cool. After if you take the child support off. No.
Children don't need a weekend father. They need their father. This is women. Women are not understanding how to raise children, and this is a big problem. This is emotional trauma for that child, and there's nothing she can do to stop that.
Yeah.
So I got you, Reg.
Yeah,
thanks for
joining.
Country boy.
It was a pleasure.
Same, man. Same. Last final thoughts, country boy. What are your thoughts about this topic?
My thoughts to men need to, like you said, they need to start being more cautious and really think these things through before they, start being sexually involved with some of these women. Cause like you already said, some of them is out here, they are present. So that much that I got on the topic here.
Good. And Jessica, thanks for your honest comments. Honestly, this should be a lesson for men that there are all kinds of reasons women will use to get pregnant. It's the ultimate card, whether you call it revenge. It's the way it's how women try to avoid divorce to keep a man in the house. They get pregnant, to how they think they're going to get the man to marry them, or or their payday. So there are lots of reasons, which means there are millions of reasons for a man to not get a woman pregnant unless she demonstrates a clear value in his life. Because once you start bringing a child into the world, that child is hugely impacted by being raised and negatively impacted by being raised in a one-parent household. And we're having generations of that. And we're not looking at the impact of having generations of children being emotionally traumatized. And that happens. That's an automatic thing when the child is raised in a one-parent household. Even if the father dies or the mother dies at birth, you're not stopping that. And if
Right.
you're really thinking about loving your child, you make sure they have everything they need. And the first thing they need is a two-parent household. There's no way around that. So
Yeah, man. Those generational curses. We got to break these generational curses, kid.
well, I don't know if they're curses. This is about making decisions. This is decision
But you
making.
chose
So
to
we're
lead
not
that.
we're not teaching people how to make proper decisions. That's why I brought up this guy PJ Washington, who made a poor decision with a woman, and now he's paying $200,000 a month for that. So men need they need to. I'll use this a word that's not used: mindset training camp. So you can go to basketball camp and football camp and hockey camp. Guys are not getting their minds trained so that they can make better decisions and have the ability to discern which woman should be in their life and which one shouldn't. A lot of women set themselves up to be passed around like a joint, um, and a lot of women are set up for failure. So if you really want to be a good guy, you're either going to have to take the time and be patient with the woman, or you're going to have to pass her on to someone else who maybe will be patient. And a lot of women are going to die alone, even though they have children. So, and a lot of ladies are keeping their sons at home so that they don't have to be alone. So, men, ultimately, men are going to have to sniff out women who don't have their best interest at heart. And I'll leave it there with that. If you haven't liked this video, smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed, including you, Jessica, subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell so that you can get the notifications. Share this. This is a conversation men need to be having. How women get pregnant to keep a man, not necessarily to keep him in his life, but to keep some kind of connection, whether it's money, family connections, whatever it is. Pregnancy can be the only card a woman uses to have some kind of connection to a guy, instead of the woman actually offering something extremely valuable where the guy wants to be connected with you. That's the difference, ladies and men. So thanks for joining. Everyone have a great evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. Kendrick and everyone who joined, thanks a lot. I'll see you guys next week. Take care and good night. Bye.